Greetings, my fellow freedom-loving sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to LL3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful swampy mangroves of South Florida. And today's date is Saturday, February 27th, 2021. Nice windy day in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Looks like all the spring breakers are coming down. See a lot of IDs from out of state, especially New York, New Jersey, and all that. You probably get out of the madness of the places they're at. Can't blame them one bit. But the whole thing is, you can stick it to the man. It's not that hard. You got natural born rights. They can't tell you what to do and how to live or wipe you on the rear end. I know I've been keeping tabs what's going on in New Zealand and Australia. New Zealand. Talk about madhouse on that. Insanity on whole COVID-19 stuff. So I'm just always paying attention to what's going on around the world. That's why I like to network with others and all that. And if you got a chance, check out Vinny Eastwood Show. And VinnyEastwoodShow.com. He's good. He has his own humor, Oceania humor, but it's very cool. And he's been doing it for a long time, and always give him props. He has his own way of talking about counting the New World Order as well. So we're all on the same, bunch of us, we're on the same wavelength. And it's always been admirable. So check it out, man. Tell them Local 3rd sent you. You probably, like I said, because I know they're trying to shadow ban everybody, censor their shows and so forth. Happens to many of us around the world. So whatever you do, folks, support the little guys, all right? Beware of the mainstream media garbage. It's contaminating. They want you zombified, be triggered. If you fart, they want you to spaz out. I'm being sarcastic, but that's how they want you to be. A bunch of technocratic peasants. So, all right. So I'm going to be doing only one article today by Daisy Luther. I was trying to decide what I'm talking about. This one came out from the Organic Prepper. SCOTUS case may determine if police can enter your home without a warrant. Let's see what. Not Daisy Luther's. Robert Reeler wrote this. Check out the organicprepper.com. If you donate to them, that'd be great. Always support these sites one way or the other. It'll be deeply appreciated. All about the information war. All right, it says here, a new Supreme Court case may determine that police have the power to enter a person's home without a warrant. Years of American law precedent and U.S. Constitution are quite clear in the restraints put on government agents. However, this isn't stopping the police, government, and activist judges from doing what they can continue to chip away at those basic protections. We know the First and Second Amendment are under attack. Now the Fourth is taking another volley. Turn down the volume, folks, or you may have to face the Supreme Court. Lang versus California is a case that centers around a traffic stop in California. California Highway Patrol followed Arthur Lang, and only a few seconds elapsed between when the officer turned on his blue lights and when Lang may be turned into his driveway than his garage. Lang's crime? Playing his radio too loud and occasionally beeping his horn. After the officer entered Lang's garage, he began to suspect Lang had been drinking. Now the case is before the Supreme Court of the United States. It may not seem like much, but this case could have far-reaching repercussions of the Fourth Amendment and constitutionally protected rights. How? The justices are tasked with essentially what amounts to national guidance regarding when police in pursuit of a suspect and enters someone's home without a warrant. The U.S. Constitution requires a warrant unless the Constitution states the right of the people to be secured in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, support by oath and affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Some courts have said the Fourth Amendment does not apply if a person consents or if the officer faces exigent circumstances that require immediate action. One of those exigent circumstances, according to the Supreme Court, is when an officer is in hot pursuit of a fleeing felon who is attempting to invade the police. The Constitution does not allow for no warrant entry in the case of chasing a felon. That's an overreach by the courts. Besides this case, Lang wasn't even suspected of a felony. Lang had three times the legal limit of alcohol in his blood, according to the court documents. He lost his license and pleaded no contest to DUI. However, the appeal what Officer Welkert learned in the garage should not have been allowed into evidence. Of course, a California court sided with police and said there was no difference between pursuing someone suspected of a felony and someone suspected of a misdemeanor. But Jeffrey L. Fisher, Stanford University law professor, represented Lang, said that extending this hot pursuit exception to include misdemeanors would increase the power of police to enter someone's home or property, which says the Constitution holds sacrosanct. He is right. Interesting, this whole DUI thing. He should have never incriminated himself. That was his mistake, in my opinion. But I don't know about the whole case, so I'm just giving you the basically, So, the Constitution requires a warrant. Fisher agreed with Justice Stephen J. Breyer when Breyer admitted how difficult it could be because of different state laws to classify behavior as a felony or misdemeanor, but Fisher argued the court didn't need to come up with the hard rule. He argued that the court should instead make these kinds of decisions on a case-by-case basis. He said officers deserve substantial discretion to analyze the situation, as the courts have always said, but do require a showing of actual exigent circumstances. When does a hot pursuit actually become a hot pursuit? But on the U.S. Supreme Court, Justice Samuel A. Alito Jr. said that a video of the encounter made him doubt that Lang even knew he was being pursued. The officer only turned his lights on 100 feet from Lang's driveway. That's not a hot pursuit. The officer is a drama queen. Something to think about, right? Absolutely. Alito asked an important question. If we hold that hot pursuit requires a hot pursuit, won't we go a long way toward preventing warrantless arrests for minor infractions? Justice John G. Roberts laminated about hamstringing the police. He worried that an officer could be put in danger when a suspect retreats to his home, where he could destroy evidence or arm himself. He argued that maybe the police should be even more worried when a suspect flees over a minor infraction. It seems to me that's the situation where you'd be most concerned, the Chief Justice explained. I mean, he got something to hide. Roberts, of course, was unable to cite the clause of the Constitution that stated officer safety is paramount. Go figure. Roberts is a globalist butt boy. Okay? Based on his attributes and his actions, he is a proud oath breaker. And I say that in good faith until anyone could prove me wrong. California took the middle ground and said case by case is best. Interestingly enough, California seems to believe that its courts were wrong and is declining to defend the courts. State Deputy Solicitor General Samuel T. Harbord said the state believes that the hot pursuit leeway should be applied on a case-by-case basis when misdemeanors are involved. Debating over whether police can enter homes without a warrant over misdemeanors or felonies if missing the point, there are situations where this might be applicable, such as violent crime being committed inside a home or domestic violence. However, the U.S. Constitution is clear that police cannot suspect a person of drunk driving or any other illegal activity and subsequently enter their homes without a warrant. At the time, what the U.S. Congress seemed to determine to earmark approximately half the population of the country as domestic terrorists. We need every ounce of constitutional protection we can get. Did you hear that? What are we witnessing is the legal chipping away at 200 years worth of protected rights. However, instead of gunshots, it is a click of fingers on a keyboard and the latches of the lawyers' briefcases snapping shut. What are your thoughts on the case in the front of the Supreme Court? Do you feel the police officer was justified in entering the man's home? Let's talk about it in the comments. Well, I'll say this to Mr. Wheeler. No way, no how. It's null and void. What happened in California with Lang? It should have never occurred, period. There was no hot pursuit. That was completely dramatic. See, Lang's biggest mistake was he pleaded no contest. He should have never consent to any testing or sobriety test. Nothing at all. Should have kept his mouth shut, have his camera, and say, "Get out of my property. I don't give a damn who you are." It's like me going to the officer's house, and he's having sex with his wife. "Oh yeah, I'm gonna see if you're being raped." We like the hell no. He'll probably blast you. Think about that. A little dramatic, but it's like the same thing. If you give them a taste of their own medicine, they wig out. And another thing we gotta look at too, folks, I don't know how many steps it went to go to the Supreme Court, but the truth of the matter is, we always gotta be aware of that incorporation doctrine. Always focus on your state constitutions as well. California, believe it or not, they do have searches and seizures in the books, in the books. So they have a solid state constitution. All you gotta do is gotta be implemented, and that's why everyone's out there need to take the initiative to put their feet to the fire. Hey, if you got the opportunity to recall Gavin, you can get them all. I think it's great. Get Gavin Newsom, so that is awesome. But the whole thing is, folks, there's a lot of information you can do, a lot of states. You don't have to, if you get pulled over from a routine traffic, you don't have to display, you can display your license, registration, proof of insurance. You don't need to submit it to them. If I'm correct, fairdui.org talks about this. And always and they have and they have the statutes too with the links. You can go right to the actual state's websites. So let you know in that area. It's very essential. But no, they shouldn't walk in anyone's home without a warrant. You gotta get one. No one is unexceptional games. Sometimes you let these people slip and slide. And another thing too is I think Lang's biggest error as well, should have had a jury trial of his peers. I don't know if the attorney suggested that, but it's still his call. I'm not, pointing any fingers, but you gotta be vigilant. It's always good to clog the system, even if you lose. Hey, clog the system. Yeah, I've done it. I win some, I lose some, but clog the system is a great thing. Drive them crazy. They like fast tracking. Very treacherous indeed. So that's my intake on it, on the Fourth Amendment or issue. Still in the books. Everything else is null and void with no force. So that would be it. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or interesting, you want to check out, whatever you do, please send your correspondence to the Quorum. Furthermore, I'll leave a footnote of this article on my speaker page. And if you want to email me, you can hit me at LookYouLuck03@protonmail.com. If you want to donate, you can hit me at paypal.me or cash.app/LookYouLuck3. If you want to send some love to theorganicprepper.com, that would be greatly appreciated. I endorse them. So, once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.